Gather round, friends, it's time again for tales of treasure and gold galore. Exciting adventures are just a spark away, so settle in, let's brighten the day. Story time with Flash. Legends and tales that will take you back, from rivers that shimmer to the hills so bold. We'll dig up dreams and stories untold. Miners and mavericks on the adventurous trail have a tale to unveil through dust and dirt. With a flick of the wrist and a pan in the stream, history sparkles in every gleam. Story time with Flash. Legends and tales that will take you back, from rivers that shimmer to the hills so bold. We'll dig up dreams and stories untold. So grab your seats and let the stories flow. The past comes alive in that warm firelight's glow. Mysteries deep and treasures found. With Flash at the helm, we'll go round and round. Listen closely and don't drift away. You never know what delightful tales Flash will say. It's story time, let's embark once again on gold and the stories that
Storytime rock! Well now, gather round, y'all. It's story time with Flash. Well, a fire's burning, the moon shines bright. Flash is here for a tale tonight. Legends, lore, and a miner's dream. Gold rush stories and crazy schemes.
It's story time, oh yeah!
Woo! Flash is bringing the tales to share. Ghosts, gold, and a little good luck. So grab your pan and don't get stuck. From the riverbed dirt to the mountain high, chasing that gleam with a gleam in your eye. Some struck rich, some lost it all, but every prospector had a ball.
Digging up gold or spinning a yarn,
we're rocking these stories all night long.
It's story time, oh yeah!
Come on now, Flash is bringing the tales to share. Digging up gold or spinning a yarn, we're rocking these stories all night long. Who's ready for a story? We are! Who wants some gold? Let's go!
Oh yeah!
It's story time, let's roll. Legends hotter than a mining hole. Flash is here, so gather round. It's story time live, let's shake this town. That's right, folks. Storytime live with Flash. See ya next time.
Hey, everybody. Great seeing y'all. Rusty Nugget, how you doing? Bill, Chris, Roberts, and Dan, how are you, PA? Dorothy, great seeing you. Secret Creek Prospecting Adventures in God's Country, good to see you, Kirk. Great having you. Johnny Small Pepper in the house. Excellent seeing you, Johnny. Each and every one of you. As you know, with this experimental series, I am braving the. Let me know if the volume's too loud or whatever. Paul C. If sounds good, if it's too loud, if it's too low, let me know. I'm using a different mic, so digging tomorrow on Rock Bottom Creek. Nice, 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 Dan. Perfect, excellent. Thank you, Kirk. Sounds good to me. Thank you, Dorothy. Now, down in the description, if you read the description, there's a key word there for the end of stream giveaway. I think I'll add a sticker in there because I do have a little mail call before I get in my stories. The stories tonight, there's 3 stories that they take place up in the Fraser River of beautiful British Columbia. A gold rush happened up there about 9-ish years after the Great California Gold Rush. So the stories will be that time, that area, but I do have a quick mail call, but you know, my sticker packs for the end of stream, they have my stickers in them. That's it. I might put more in, but let's do one from Carlos over at Cuvas Prospecting. Carlos Cuvas. Oops, I hit something or something. Last time I did this, I had my stories over on this monitor, and I wasn't looking at you quite the way I liked. So I have my player here, my StreamYard's here, and my stories there, and my YouTube player monitor over here, and some other like my StreamYard and Nightbot StreamYard giveaway tool and my Nightbot in this monitor. So I clicked something and I poofed. Sorry. But I got a nice patriotic card from Carlos over at Cuvas. It says, thanks for the support. Keep going and doing an awesome job at your channel. I think that's it. Can't be it. With your channel, in your channel. I don't know, something like that. See? Zab and Carlos, Cuvas Prospecting. Brian Wilder, Brian No Pants in the house. Jennifer, hello, good to see you. And Moto Mining in the house. Tonight's about your neck of the woods, buddy. But there's a glitter sticker from Kuvas. Then you have one just like it, that logo, but smaller and different. No glitter there. And then he sent me a couple of these, and I'm going to throw in one of these with the sticker pack. And you never know what other channels. Actually, yeah, you're also going to get a magnet from our friend up in the last frontier, Alaskan Assassin Adventures. Right there, it's a fridge magnet, so that's going to go into it too. Hobo Rob in the house. Annie, how are you? Good. Brenda Christian, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome. If you've been in here, I know you're subbed because you're chatting, and I do that to cut down on bots. Trolls might wait 5 minutes. Bots won't wait. So I do that to cut down on AI riffraff in the house and sometimes trolls. It does help cut them down. Muchas gracias, bien amigos. Carlos Cuvas. Much appreciated. Now, our friend Gentleman Prospector and Mama Bird started some kind of challenge. This ain't the road salt challenge or road sand challenge. This ain't Groundhog Day challenge. This has to do with Creed from the Nine Finger Prospector or Nine Finger Miner, Alaska. Michael, good seeing you. Mark, Music Man, Mark Asylum, Tom Keenery. But it went to so on, and they panned it and recorded what they did it live or did a video. Then I got it from Careless Whispers, gold is where you find its other half. And she got it from Carl Miller Prospecting, not Dylan, but Carl. And I got it from Careless, and I'm sending it to Chris over at Troubled One. So, but it's his kinky dirt. I wonder if it's like S&M or bondage or something. But I have it packaged here. It's coming in wet. It's Ball Mill Cons, I believe it is. But I've been warned it's very fine and it's very challenging. And like I said, I got it from Careless Whispers. And she sent me a note with instructions. Congrats, you have been chosen to attempt kinky. Step 1, open package careful so you can reuse it. Step 2, material is wet. It gets shipped wet. Okay. Step 3, have fun panning it. I'll do my best, Careless. Creed, Carl, and whomever else. I'll probably be doing it live, maybe tomorrow, maybe not, depending on my time crunch. Maybe Sunday, I don't know. But I might have to record it, because if it's live and it's like I've heard, it might take a while. So, but I don't know. You'll know when I know. Record and tag Gentleman Prospector. Yeah, okay. When you're done, send to another channel, and that channel is Troubled One. Step 6, last person returns package to Gentleman Prospector, and with his address, blank blank blankety blank 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 blankety blank 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 with enjoy written on the note. So I'll do my best. David Nelson in the house. Kind of regret a minus 100. You know, I very rarely go smaller than like a 60 mesh myself, Moto. But yeah, to each their own, though. To each their own. So I think I'll put on a little melody. So probably able to hear it slightly in the background. If we had a shaker for the finer classifiers, they probably work great. Yeah, make one. You know, depending on the site, because they have those, what are they, earthquake classifier shaker things. It's kind of like a box, and it runs on a motor of some sort or an engine, and you just throw your stuff in it. All right, everybody. For some reason, I'm hardwired. We just got fiber optics, and I'm hardwired into my tower, and I lose signal when my Wi-Fi is fine. I don't understand, Brightspeed. What the heck's going on? Yeah. I don't know if it's the winds or what. We're starting to get the weather that came through the Midwest, the western part of the Midwest, and heading our way. Government interference. That could be it. Thinking hard frozen. Maybe, Mega Dog, and welcome, buddy. No, Annie, I was letting Ed know that Creed's channel was called and messed up the last part, so I took it off. Ah, okay. I'm supposed to have, like, my uploads like 500, should be more. My downloads like 485 or something, should be more. But, you know, it's hardwired in my tower and not on Wi-Fi, so I don't know why it drops it. I don't know. Oh, it was Org. He farted on my modem. Mandy's Candy. Annie broke my internet. No, it's given me some troubles before, but I think I'm back strong now. I don't know. We'll see. The joys of live entertainment. So here I am, putting myself in an uncomfortable situation. I thought the last one went well. And I figured the more I do it, the more comfortable I'll be doing it, and the less I'll be getting out of I'm being out of my comfort zone now. So the more I do it, the more in the comfort zone I'll be with it. But this is the Fraser River Gold Rush. Tales of Fortune and Fury. In the spring of 1858, the quiet shores of the Fraser River in British Columbia roared to life with thousands of gold seekers flooded into the region. News had spread like wildfire. Rich deposits of gold had been discovered in the river's gravel bars, igniting a frenzy that would forever change the land and its people. Among those who journeyed west was James Calloway, a former fur trader from St. Louis. Hardened by years in the wild, but lured by the promise of wealth. He sat out with a small group of men, braving treacherous mountain passes and raging rivers. After weeks of travel, they arrived at Fort Yale. Actually, I just had a short come out about the Fraser River Gold Rush and Fort Yale. The gateway to the gold fields of the Fraser River Gold Rush. The once remote Hudson Bay Company post was now overrun with prospectors, merchants, and opportunists of every kind. Well, we had to start the Northwest Mounted Police to, let me highlight that comment, Moto, because that isn't the first time you brought that up in a live chat when we've been talking about Canada and stuff. We had to start the Northwest Mounted Police to keep the Americans out during that gold rush because they were coming up illegally. Yeah. So you had a bunch of American wetbacks coming up. I know, not politically correct. Philippe, hello, in search of gold, South SG, South Georgia. History is funny, it is. That it is. It's just part of the history. Good tidbit there, brother. Good tidbit. Now where was I? James quickly learned that striking it rich was no simple task. The Fraser River was relentless. Its icy waters crushed coursed through steep canyons, and gold had to be wrestled from the riverbed with pick and pan. Competition was fierce and tensions ran high. Miners staked claims along the river, but disputes were common, often settled with fists or worse. Despite the hardships, James found his first glimmers of success after weeks of panning and sluicing. He pulled enough gold from the gravel to keep him hopeful. He partnered with a Scottish miner named Duncan McGregor, and together they built a crude rocker box to improve their yield. By midsummer, they had amassed a small fortune in dust and nuggets. But gold fever brought more than just fortune seekers. By autumn, conflicts between the indigenous people and the miners had escalated. The newcomers, eager to carve out their claims, encroached on traditional territories and disregarded long-standing land rights. Skirmishes erupted along the river, and fears sped through the camps. Notice if you study any type of history, history has a way of repeating itself. It did the same thing in the lower 48. People from all over the world came to mine and seek a better life and opportunity. And it encroached on people that were here already. A lot of sad stories to that, but yes. One evening, as James and Duncan sat by their fire, a group of Nalaka Pamix. Sorry, I'm butchering the pronunciation of that, but warriors approach. Unlike many miners who responded with hostility, James and Duncan chose to listen. Through broken English and gestures, they learned that the river had provided for the Nalaka Pumax people, whatever, for generations. And they feared the destruction wrought by unchecked greed. Moved by their words, James knew the Fraser Rush would not last forever. The easy gold would dwindle like it always does, and only scars would remain in the land. He made a choice before the river ran dry of its treasure. He would take his earnings and leave. By the following spring, James and Duncan loaded their gold into a canoe and set off for Victoria. Wow. Would have thought Vancouver. Leaving behind the chaos of the rush. By the early 1860s, the Fraser River Gold Rush had faded, giving way to new discoveries in the Caribou. Towns like Yale and Hope, once thriving boom towns, quieted, but the rush had left its mark. British Columbia's population had exploded. The land had been forever altered. And the echoes of that frenzied time still whispered in the rushing waters of the Fraser. As for James Calloway, he took his gold and bought a small farm on Vancouver Island. Beautiful island. When I lived in Fildago Island, especially in the San Juans, in Puget Sound, I would take the ferry from Fildago Island in Anacortes, where I lived, over to Sydney, and I go play down in Victoria. Victoria was a fun city, I thought, back in my younger days. While others chased the next big strike, he chose a simpler life, watching the river story fade into legend. The end of that story. I hope you all enjoyed it. Carl Miller in the house. How you doing, Miller Prospecting? Good to see you. Victoria's where the government and mines offices where you got your free miner's license. Victoria was founded before Vancouver, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Moto. It would have been very wild back then. I have had book describing a cougar encounter on Salt Springs Island in 1909 by another walking to school. You know what? I heard a story about a British Columbia miner, 1800s. He was actually kidnapped by a family of Bigfoot. I guess they needed some new blood or something, but was forced to be a sex slave. I swear. I'll have to look for the story, but I think I even saw a video on YouTube about it. But thank you, Chris. Thank you. I have a couple more. I do have a live stream redirect at the end of this one, and to go over to Can Do Veterans Freedom Friday. It starts at 9:05, so I hope I don't take too much of the time, but if I do, I'll take a little. Never a Time to Trust, Joe Garner. His more famous book was Never Fly Over an Eagle's Nest. Okay. This next story is The Call of the Fraser. And hopefully I'll be better at pronouncing words and stuff and names, but I doubt it. In the spring of 1858, word spread like wildfire and had been found in the mighty Fraser River from California to the eastern seaboard. Men packed their belongings, dreams of fortune shining in their eyes, and made the arduous journey northward by the thousands. They descended upon British Columbia, eager to strike their claims in the swirling, silt-laden waters of the Fraser. Among them was another Callaway. This time it was Thomas, a former 49er who had seen the booms and busts of the California gold fields, determined that his luck would finally turn. He boarded a steamship from San Francisco bound for Fort Victoria. There he joined a ragtag band of prospectors who, like him, had risked everything for the chance at riches. Together they set off through the treacherous Fraser Canyon, battling steep cliffs, wild rapids, and the ever-present danger of bandits and hostile encounters with indigenous groups protecting their lands. The journey to the gold fields were grueling. The Royal Engineers dispatched by the British Crown struggled to maintain order as tensions flared between miners and the local indigenous population. Fort Yale became a chaotic hub with prospectors jostling for positions along the riverbanks. The lawlessness of the region remained. Thomas of California's early days, or reminded Thomas of California's early days. But he pressed on, spurred by rumors of gold-rich gravel bars upriver. Weeks passed and Thomas panned tirelessly. At first, his finds were meager. A few flakes here and there, enough to keep him going, but never enough to satisfy the hunger gnawing at his spirit. It wasn't until he stumbled upon a secluded bend in the river, far from the glamour of Fort Yale, that is present patience bore fruit. His pan revealed a gleaming nugget the size of a robin's egg. His heart pounded as he sifted through more gravel, each scoop rewarding him with golden dust and small nuggets. Thomas had struck pay dirt. Woo-hee! Eureka! Alaskan assassin in the house. With newfound wealth, he planned his future. Perhaps a plot of land, a small homestead, or even return to civilization. But the Fraser had other ideas. As summer gave way to autumn, the water levels rose, swallowing the rich gravel bars and dashing the hopes of many fortune seekers. Thomas, undeterred, continued his quest, but the easy gold had been taken and new discoveries were scarce. The Fraser Gold Rush, like so many before it, began to wane. By 1860, many miners had moved on, seeking their fortunes in the Caribou, places like Barkerville. Thomas, too, eventually packed up, his pockets fuller than when he arrived, but his dreams tempered by the realities of frontier life. He left behind the roaring rapids and the towering cliffs of the Fraser, carrying with him the hard-won lessons of a prospector's life. The gold rush had come and gone, but the Fraser River remains, its water still whispering secrets to those who dared to listen. The end. All right. I hope all of you who've remained have enjoyed those two stories. Thank you, Moto. Thank you. Don't know why my music stopped. I don't know. I think my music stopped. I don't know why I have no more music. Oh, well. We have... Oh, it's still playing? Oh. You can hear it, Brenda? Strange. I don't hear it. Ah, there it is. Crazy. Technology these days. I was never shy to technology, but gee whiz. Come on. Come on, tech. Give this old man a break. The Chinese did a good job of cleaning up after the white men and did very well and worked the high banks as well. Some of their ancestors still own claims today. The same goes for here on the west coast of America, Moto. From California to Washington. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Scott, Bent Fork Prospecting. Great seeing you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Not sure how similar this is. As disclosed down in the description, I utilize technology that's at hand to me, AI, Chat GPT, and I prompt it and I tell it what I want, that I want historical fiction stories about so-and-so and whatnot, where at. I've been playing around and experimenting because if you don't keep up with the times, you get left behind. So, hey, and why not? Utilize what you gotta utilize sometimes. They didn't have to use Thomas Calloway. Who was the first Calloway? I should have had that as secret questions. Should have had it. Rocky Mountain Prospecting. Brad, how are you? I should have threw in some secret questions or something or other. But this is another James Calloway, and I need to change the names on some of these stories. Come on, AI. Chatbot. whatever, ChatGPT, learn. You're supposed to learn while you go. Use different names. Oh boy. All right. The gold fever of the Fraser River back in 1858. The spring, that is, of 1858. The murmur of gold along the Fraser River turned into a roar that reached the farthest corners of the world. From San Francisco to London, word spread like wildfire. Gold had been found in British Columbia. Within months, thousands of fortune seekers from every walk of life poured into the rugged wilderness, eager to strike their claim in what would become one of the greatest gold rushes in history. Along with them was, guess, James. Guess again, Galloway. A former sailor from Boston this time. Boy, that guy had quite the life. I know the second story was Thomas. First one was James. Who had spent the last 5 years trying his luck in California with little to show for it. When he heard about the Fraser River strike, he knew this was his chance for a fresh start. And like so many others, he packed his few belongings, scraped together enough money for passage, and set sail for Victoria on Vancouver Island, the gateway to the gold fields. Victoria, once a sleepy Hudson Bay Company outpost, had exploded into a chaotic boomtown overnight, much like San Francisco, I would imagine. Tents and makeshift wooden buildings lined the shore, and every street teemed with prospectors preparing for their treacherous journey inland. The only way to the Fraser was by boat or overland, and both routes were fraught with danger. James partnered with two other men, a weary Irishman named Patrick and a quiet Métis trapper named Louis. And together they pooled their resources to buy a canoe. The journey upriver was grueling. The Fraser was no gentle stream. No, it's a big flippin' river. You guys watch Dan Hurd. You've seen the Fraser. It's a big river. It was a raging torrent, its waters lined with towering cliffs and dense forests. At times, they had to haul their canoe overland to bypass the worst rapids. Their bodies aching from the effort as they pushed deeper into the interior of British Columbia. They saw signs of those who had come before them. Abandoned campsites, broken tools, and shattered dreams. By midsummer, they reached Hills Bar, one of the richest gold-bearing spots on the river. It was a lawless, rough and tumble settlement filled with hardened men each with gold fever. Gold fever burning in their eyes. The trio staked a claim along the gravel bars, where the river's currents had deposited fine flakes and nuggets over centuries. For weeks they toiled from dawn till dusk, panning and rocking their cradles in the frigid water. Gold was there, but so was trouble. Violence was common in the gold field, despite disputes over claims turned deadly, and tensions ran high between miners and the local indigenous nations who had lived along the Fraser for generations. James and his partners tried to keep their heads down, but one evening they found themselves in the middle of a confrontation. A group of American miners, eager to take over a lucrative claim, accused Lewis of jumping their spot. The situation escalated quickly. Knives were drawn. And before James could intervene, a shot rang out. Pew! Patrick fell to the ground, clenching his side. Chaos erupted. James and Lewis dragged Patrick away as others fired into the night. They fled upriver to Yale, where they found shelter in a trader's cabin. Patrick's wound was grave, but he survived, shaken by the violence. The trio decided they'd seen enough of the Fraser. Though they had found some gold, it was nothing compared to the price they had almost paid. By the fall of 1856, thousands more miners arrived, and the British government scrambled to assert control over the lawless region. British Columbia officially declared a colony, and the gold rush forever changed the land and its people. James left the Fraser behind, wiser, but not necessarily wealthier. He returned to Victoria, where he found work as a carpenter, helping to build the town that the gold rush had created. Though he never struck it rich, he would always remember those wild days on the Fraser River, where gold gleamed in the sand, danger lurked around every bend, and fortune was as fleeting as the river's swift current. The end. Ta-da! All right. Well, there's 3 stories. A little bit similar, but enough different. But hey, It is what it is. Well, it's a story time, and I'm not even tired. Joseph? Wait a minute. You might be. I hope you all enjoyed it. Here in about 15 minutes, I believe 9:05, Can Do Veterans going to be starting his live. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if I'll be over there. I have some work to do on something. But I do not want to forget this like I've done in the past. It's time to give away a sticker pack. And in it, I have Alaskan Assassin Refrigerator Magnet. I have a Cuvas prospecting sticker. You could find him at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Am I following him at TikTok? I'll have to check, Carlos. And if I am, I am. And if I'm not, I'll be sure to follow. Curly Bill, howdy. What was the guy's name again? I bet he's buried here too. Maybe there was James and Thomas Galloway. All right, you'll get 3 different size Flashing Your Pan channel stickers, along with a 7-year anniversary or 7-year Tuesday Night Hangout Live stickers, soon to be 8. And I might even throw a couple in there, and I might write a little something on the card if I'm not being too lazy. But all you have to do is type in the chat what you see on the screen. Thank you very much, Chris. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Check Messenger really quick if you can. Oh, okay. If I hiccup, it's because I'm bringing up another tab. And, oh, wait. No, my phones aren't on Wi-Fi right now. I turned them off so they wouldn't be eating my bandwidth. Sure, that works, Annie. Our friends here at Flashin' Your Pan has a generous sponsor of Easter basket, sponsored by Bear Prospecting Tonight. We'll do that one here in a little bit. Thank you very much, Annie and Brian of Bear Prospecting. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Annie. I appreciate that. I love all of you too. Jeffrey Button, hello. But first, let's take care of the sticker pack. I'm gonna give you one more minute, because what time is that? We still have about 10 minutes before Can Do Veteran starts his live stream. So here at the end of a minute, I'm gonna pick it. So, and then we'll do one for the Easter basket from the Easter Bunny herself over at Bear Prospecting. I bet you it's something really good knowing Adam and Brian. Or I mean, Annie and Brian. Did I say Adam? I don't know. It's been one of those days. Been one of those days. All right. We're getting there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And who is it gonna be? Did I see Flashing Your Pan in there? Dorothy Richardson. Ta-da! Hey, congratulations, Dorothy. You're gonna get a nice stockpile of stickers. And I have your address, Dorothy, so we're all good. All right, everybody. For the Bear Prospecting Easter basket, all you have to do is type in Bear Prospecting, just like this. Okay, make sure I didn't mistype it. And it is populating, so good for YouTube. I'll put 3 minutes on the clock. Lurkers, all of you, get in on it. Get in on it. Excuse me. And any of you out there that do live streams, send me an email. Send me an email. Let me know the day, the time. If it's... I only want to do it if it's an actual weekly or bi-weekly series, you know, like Rose Knows Treasure does, and JP and Can Do and stuff. But if you do lives on a regular basis, on a scheduled basis, like Tuesday Night Hangout Live and whatnot, send me the information. And on my live streams, during my monologue or at the end of them, I'll pass the torch on and let people know. I've seen you before, Danielle. Welcome. You know you can change your name. And I think the last time I saw you in the chat, you almost was saying the exact same thing. Yo, please call me Daniel, please. Right on. My real name's Edwin, but please call me Ed. I'll answer to Flash, though. Even though I'm not Flash. Oh. All right, and there's a real exciting event coming up Memorial Day weekend at the GPAA Spriggs Lease on the Scioto River in southern Ohio. Yours truly is going to be there, hosted by the Tri-State Chapter of the GPAA and Bear Prospecting, I believe. My mom won't let me change my name. Oh, wow. Well, your mom's looking out for your best interest, Daniel. I'm sure she's looking out for your best interest. Because not everybody on the internet has good intentions. There is a Rock and Gem show this weekend. Is it in Victoria? Moto? Dan Hurd gonna be there? Hi, Mary. But the bell went off, so someone tell me to push the button now. Yep, we are asking any YouTube channel, come on down. We want to flood social media with our beautiful home, the Spriggs Lease. Push the button, Rob says. And round it stops where it stops. Nobody knows. Joseph, Kings Gold, New York. Ta-da! Annie, would you drop your email so Joseph can shoot you his mailing information? Congratulations. Annie, thank you again very much. All of you who stayed here till the very end of the show. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you all enjoyed it. Next time I'll work on some even better stories. It's all in the prompting, so I'll have to work and be more detailed on the prompt. Any suggestions? What gold rush? Could it be the Oregon or Pikes Peak or what? Yeah. Give me a clue. Shoot me some. Oregon, Washington, Arizona, Nevada. Take care, Danielle. All right, there's a redirect link at the end of the show. Can do starting in about a minute. So until then, everybody, until next Tuesday night, I'll be having Brad from Willie Shiny Gold joining us. So should be a really good show. It was a really good show last time with, I'm sure I'll have him share some gold porn. So, it's good time. Until next time, everybody, may you always have a flash in your pan. And you know what I like to say, because it does happen. Ask Annie, ask Brian, ask Autism Magnet Fishing Mary, Paul C. even. It does happen. Maybe one day too. I'll meet you on the river. God bless everybody. Love you all. Have an awesome weekend. But right now, this second, I'm out of here.
getting low and the tale's been told. Another journey through time, through legends of old. From rivers so wild to the mountains high, we've seen golden glory and the stars in the sky. Till next time, keep the story rolling. Let the echoes of the past keep the night wind blowing. Adventure's never over, it just takes a break. We'll be back real soon with more tales to shake.
So rest easy now, let your dreams drift wide, where the rivers run deep and the spirits ride. Flash, I'll be back, just wait and see, with another good tale round the fire with me.